Hey everybody, Maria here, Fourth Dimension. Doing a quick read for the community, collective, general public. If you found me, there's possibly a message there for you. Let's see what the universe has to say today. Tell me about the energy that wants to come forward for the general collective. What's going on? First three cards out. Why? Secrets and Crisis. Bottom of the deck is anger management in the reverse. You're no longer upset about something. You're changing, for sure. You're going through a transformation. Somebody is definitely hitting rock bottom. They're emotionally releasing. You know what the funny thing is everybody sees naive on the bottom. You're learning something new about, I want to say, yourself, number one, and then the relationships that you're attached to, number two. The why is the answers coming forward, I feel. You don't have all the answers, but you're learning. You're uncovering secrets, and secrets are just motivation. It doesn't have to be nefarious. It can be somebody tried to hold you. I kind of feel somebody wanted to keep you imprisoned with something and stop you from growing and elevating. But I also believe the secrets are inner child or going within and learning why you do the things you do. The crisis, center spread. You might have going through an emotional storm. It feels very much like an upheaval. A change, a major change right now, going on right now. It's partnered to change. It's forcing you to go and look at some of this. Somebody is going through rock bottom. It could be you. I want to just pause here because the energy I'm getting out of this is, although there might be a feeling of everything in my world is upside down, somebody's just taken like the snow globe and shook it, and you know it's creating chaos or confusion or loud reactions around you. I just feel like you're handling all of this regardless of what's happening. The next thing is, even though if this is your message, the rock bottom kind of, I get somebody, if it's not you, it's somebody in your energy or somebody who won't release you, wanting to hold on to you. They're going through an emotional crap storm and very volatile, very temperamental. They want to create a reaction in you, so you ping pong back and forth with this person. The other thing too is there isn't rock bottom. As long as you're above the ground breathing, it's still a foundation that you can build from. It doesn't mean you've lost everything. It's a perspective look. Is maybe you needed to learn lose everything, whatever that is, this relationship, this persona, this fictitious facade that has been created about your security, your wealth of this relationship, so you could start from a baseline of belief system of where you need to be, of just me, my higher power, my tribe, myself, and I just need to restore my mind, my emotion, my financial wealth, and I need to have a foundation to build from. That's kind of the emergent feeling I have, the immediate feeling, and it is feeling a little emergent, like I need to spend some time with myself for a minute. Tell me more about this energy. What's going on with this energy for the people that are finding this reading? Spirit, tell me what I'm supposed to tell them, please. As the vessel, I hear stress less. Harmony's call. Oof. Embrace equality and pursue justice. Keep an open mind as answers unveil your path to balance. So I kind of get the fact that equality, that justice scale keeps showing up, because the justice scale in tarot is where justice shows up, and the universe comes and cleans the room after the children have made a mess of it, right? So Justice is the picking up the toys, putting them back on the shelf, you know, running a vacuum cleaner through it, dusting everything off to make it balanced again. So what was imbalanced, and I kind of felt like that snow globe, right? If somebody just shook up the snow globe. So they might have stolen from you. They might have tried to steal from you. It feels like an identity theft somehow tied to an inheritance or some kind of land or some kind of like big, large ticket item. And I feel like too, if it's tied to a divorce, somebody might have said you were down with something when you weren't, kind of vibe. But this is, you're waiting on the balance, because the secret's in the why. You still have questions about what the hell happened here. I also feel, if this is a work-related situation, somebody was making up or trying to create a barrier about your level of professionalism maybe, or commitment to the job, or this thing that you're creating. And it doesn't have to be a job. It could be just a project, but whatever you were doing is now coming back into balance. It may not feel like it, like you might receive negative news, but the fight isn't over, right? So it might be on one level, it's a no, but a higher level, it's a win. Whoever you are, whatever you're going through, and it feels very legal, like you're going to get your justice, but it's requiring you to persevere. It's very much the wounded warrior, and justice is right around the corners. Hang tight. It's coming into a path of balance. So just hold up. Somebody might have overextended their energy elsewhere. How does that sound? And it affected this trust that you have as well. And saying keep an open mind. It's also, the open-mindedness is allowing yourself to release the narrative that you've created around the situation, so you can have a new narrative come in. It's very hangman, but you can't see where this is going to go unless you see all perspectives. You need to. It's keeping an open mind. It's being open to receiving other opportunities or chapters of this situation, because that's how you get an epiphany. That's how you change the narrative, the path. You're seeing other opportunities unfold, even though this one may not have gone your direction. So I'm just needing to share that with you. Embrace the unknown. Yes. So you might have been leaving a relationship that was very unrequited. Like somebody was forcing their scenario onto you, a belief system, a path that maybe you were down with at one point and now you're not. And I feel due to the effery that occurred in this past with the secrets and the why, they might have stepped out, given their energy elsewhere, kind of vibe, or work-life imbalance, whatever this is, that just created some kind of tower for you with that snow globe. You need to release all of it energetically and just trust, sit in your canoe and trust that your tribe is, this happened for you, not to you, because you wouldn't let go. I feel like you might have gotten signs and symptoms to let go of this thing, getting warning signs, and you totally ignored it. Now you have tower after tower, maybe 4, boom, 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 family, whatever, relational, work life, like all of this has to unravel for you to have something new come in. It's forcing you into this crisis to embrace the unknown. The card says, venture into the mystery with an open heart, welcoming the lessons hidden in uncertainty. I just said that. So when we go through a crisis, the crisis is usually the narrative I've created and believed and held on to and built on has fallen around me like a deck of cards with just one slight breeze. I didn't know it was a slight breeze at the time. It might have felt like an earthquake, or it might have felt like a tornado, but it was really just a, because my plans and designs were based on ego or self, a distorted sense of self, of who I was in that relationship, whether it be work or love, whatever. And so when the matchsticks fall apart and, the duct tape unravels or whatever, it's feeling like the crisis had to occur so I could be rebuilt. It's refined by fire. That's how gold strengthens. It's put in the kiln, and only then can it be restored into something better and hopefully something stronger. Tell me about this change card. I'm going to pull crisis to change. Crisis to change. This transformation, you might have been seriously reluctant to this change. And I feel very much religion is tied to it, or some fictitious image of religiousness. And I'm not against religion. I brush my teeth religiously. I go to the gym religiously. I have a very spiritual relationship and a friendship with my creator, my Zen, my higher power, my great I am, the divine. I don't question its life in my life, right? But it's a different vibe for me, I think, because this is the rebirth occurred for me, to me, years ago, because I think my creator wanted a personal relationship with me, and I had a different idea in my head of what that entity is in my life. It was in a box under my bed that I pulled out on times of crisis. It wasn't personal. It wasn't for me. And no, it was very much an abusive asshole sitting away and beat me up for all the mistakes I made. This is a regeneration and it's recovery comeback. So to describe, I asked for clarification on the change card. You're going through a transformation and it's an upside down cross. Now, don't freak out. Don't freak out. It's recovery comeback. It says, find strength in healing as each step forward renews hope and paves the way for a triumphant resurgent. So it's it's the refined by fire. It is. This isn't about restoration of self. This is a whole new rebirth thinking. It's a rebirth. It's the taking the old out, and it's almost like some people said when I got in recovery, you're going to get brainwashed. I'm like, well, God, my brain was pretty dirty, so I probably need that. I need a good soul cleansing. So if you're going through rock bottom, the losses of everything, and you're sitting wondering why, and you might have felt really close to God, God might say, because very similar to Job, had to lose everything. And I really want to go back to the Old Testament. I'm being told to. So maybe this is something very religious for you to release so you can receive something new. But this is an understanding of the mindset that you currently have wasn't going to propel you to where you need to go with the message you're supposed to take. So all the people that were used, let's say, in the Old Testament, as well as partially of the New, were not people of authority or magnitude or wealth or abundance. They had zero ego. They were fishermen, tax collectors, a woman of the night, we'll say. These were people that were chosen specifically to show like they're forever embedded in our mouths 3,000 years ago, if you want to use that as a book of reference, 2,500 years ago, to use as a testimony, right? To see where they came from and the transformation they had. That's you. That's what you're going through, is you had to release all your belief systems to change. You have to release it. You have to be open-minded to understand that the universe, the creator of the universe, has a special plan for you, a design for you, hope for you, for prosperity and peace, but you're going to have to release everything you're holding on to receive the new. Tell me about rock bottom, please. If this doesn't resonate, that's okay. I got two. Labyrinth of choices. Yes. And I have wish granted, bottom of the deck, and commitment. Bam. Okay. Yes. So you are, it says, chart your course through the perplexing labyrinth of choices, embracing each turn as part of your complete journey. I feel like that's falling on the why and the secrets is all of the choices you made up to this point. There were lessons to be learned. And the lesson was what? Self, tying maybe ego to worth. to money in the bank, tying ego to performance or rescuing folks, or the carrying of the mule, being the good man, the good woman, and carrying all the responsibilities on your own shoulders. That might be some of the lessons, is to release these expectations of you put on by other people. That's a big piece. It's a very much like the snow globe that I was going to talk about. Your life is going through a chaos, and it's forcing you to change. It's forcing you to release all expectations of other people. This recovery comeback, it might be with somebody you've let go. It feels very much somebody going through their own transformation as well. So you might have already gone through this transformation. They're entering it. They might have an addiction. It feels very much like release of drugs and alcohol. So keep clean. I do have commitment here. It says commitment to this next stage in your development, and there will be a promise fulfilled in some form. Right here. So this is rock bottom to commitment. It could be with a person. I think it's to self and the walk. So if you've struggled, I have wish granted as your overall energy. If you struggled with staying on the path that you're supposed to and going back and forth, questioning this path, questioning this transformation, questioning or struggling maybe with addiction, it's okay. They're saying stay committed. Just give it 10 minutes. Hang on 10 more minutes. Even when you want to give up, even when you want to run away, even when you want to pick up the phone and call your ex, right? Hang on 10 more minutes. Sculpture of self. It says shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity. I love that. So to thine own self be true. Identify who you are. And this is very much a duality. And it is kind of like calling in the person you want to be into who you are today. So if you don't like those things, self-centered or avoidant or non-committal or whatever it was back here, you can fill in the blank. I'm just feeling compelled to share. It's you maybe not expressing who you were or what you need or your boundaries previously. And it's now you have a voice. Queen of Swords is coming to mind. Paired with Queen of Cups. You're doing it with loving, kind, nurturing language, but you're very much saying, this is what my needs are. This is what I need from you, from this relationship. This is somebody I feel coming forward trying to gain that from you. And you're holding on to, you're no longer naive. You can't be taken advantage of. This is, it is your time. You are definitely in a glow up, and it isn't negative. It's releasing the envy and the jealousy. And it's also, walking away from partners. There's 3 women in this card, so you might be dealing with 3 family members. Could be a ex-partner and their family. I don't know. Twins. Look almost identical, right? Feels like twin sisters or cousins or something like that with another person, maybe a mom or an aunt. Somebody's working envious against you. Could be. And before you were quiet, you were super guarded and kept to yourself. Now they're saying, open your mouth. Open your mouth. And it's say what you need. Trust yourself. Fist bump. Boom. Mic drop. Trust yourself. You have a real promise, and you're taking very small steps, but you're going in the right direction. And you're going in through a hermit and covering this mountain. If you're faced with a mountain right now, you're just taking one step at a time. And it is very much higher wisdom. You're calling on your higher power. You're getting downloads. And how are you doing it? By going and doing some shadow work right there. I love it. And you're uncovering some secrets. And it could be family secrets. It could be a lot of abuse and neglect going on in the home. And abandonment. I'm not good enough. Whatever it is. Whatever you're unpacking, this feels very healing. And it's finding harmony. It doesn't matter what's happened to you, and it might be your person. I don't know how this is, I don't know why you found me or how this relates to you. If it does, let me know, please. But you might be, I always use that sitting in my canoe analogy, because if I'm racing and forcing and collaborating and manipulating and doing all this energy, exerting all this energy for my will to be done, I'm missing the actual, I'm off my timeline. I more than likely could possibly mess it up. I have Ace of Swords, it's the truth, it's downloads, it's what I said, epiphanies, higher power. mental clarity breakthroughs. You might be getting a new idea, but it's very sharp mind, and you might be running into a new conflict because the secrets that are uncovered, it forces you to address them and think about them. And again, lessons learned, right? Okay, so tarot cards now. Tell me about overall energy for the spread. What does a viewer that's here today need to know? Lovers. This is in regards to self-love, twin flame, soulmate, and you're trying to reflect, I feel, whether or not you want to embrace this new adventure. The Fool. You've been through a lot. You have. Wounded warrior. You persevere during challenges. You love people unconditionally. It's a deep love. It's a choice. You're pondering it. I have the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Lots of anxiety, a lot of sleepless nights. You're looking at your values of what you really want versus what you're willing to entail or like engage in this relationship. Tell me more about this energy. Ace of Cups, new love, self-love, companion, creativity. You might be meeting this person. You are sitting in a hermit, dropping extra burdens because it's your time. You're coming out of a space of extra other people's burdens. You're not going to be the mule, but it's completing a cycle for sure. You're doing a lot of hard work. It might be with work, but I feel like you're working on yourself. You might be dealing with a fire sign or a Gemini. Could be with a Taurus. It could be with another water sign. All the water signs are here. 8 of Wands in the reverse. There's been delays, frustration, holding off. It's almost Queen of Swords because somebody was sharp or you were sharp with somebody. That's why somebody wasn't going within at the time when you had the conversation. Now they are. 9 of Pentacles to the Magician. They are trying to manifest, I'm worthy enough. I'm strong enough, smart enough. Gosh darn it, people like me kind of vibe. But this is taking action on the 9 of Pentacles. It's rewards luxury, self-sufficiency. They see you as financially abundant, whoever you are, or you see them as. But it's manifesting your using self-confidence and going after what you want. After a period of stagnation or time, I'm not taking those are in the group. Tell me more about message. Tell me about this recovery comeback. It's a 4 of Cups in the reverse. It's a sudden awareness, having an epiphany with that Magician and the Fool. It's also conflict, leaving conflict behind, walking away from arguments, fighting. And it's also coming back to have, like, prepping for, if somebody's coming towards you, they're getting ready. They're expecting to be defensive. They're expecting you to be defensive. Bottom, they want to have a conversation. Page of Cups. There's a fish in this cup. Fish is a gift. It could be an apology. It could be dinner. It could be sushi. But just kidding for all the serious tarot readers. But this is somebody who wants to make amends and they want to leave this fictitious facade of abundance because they might be with somebody who's financially secure, but they are miserable. And they want to come forward and pursue, they're choosing happiness. They want to have happiness. They might be just checking in. They might be going through withdrawal, but it's withdrawal of, it's good. It's a good withdrawal. They had to sit in a quiet moment, decide what makes me happy. What do I want? Where do I see myself in 30 years? Who do I want to grow old with? This King of Wands is taking action, sitting in a hangman position, seeing things differently. However, they've been moody, disappointed, possibly overactive imagination, and jealous. So this is somebody who wants their son. They want the happiest card in the deck. However, they have insecurities about not being worthy, not going after what they want. They're thinking that they're trying to trust their intuition. They're full of fear, which is blocking it. They're full of anxiety. It's a subconscious. They might even be dreaming. It's premonitions. Like they can see your future together. This is somebody who can see, like they have the same gift. They can see into the future. It's like if you speed forward that timeline, they can see you old, holding hands on a beach somewhere, walking amongst, you know, it's beautiful. This person too is going to race in. It's with a lot of passion, because I have the Knight of Swords with the Knight of Wands. Racing in with the truth. They might even start a fight with their partner to come and see you. Like, this is somebody who wants to close out something that's not fulfilling. This is an energy of somebody trying to keep this person locked in due to financial security. So this is somebody who might have abundance times 10, but they're using it to hold somebody in a cage out of fear that they're going to lose this lifestyle. Scared out of their mind that they might lose this person. They're afraid you're going to leave. You're sitting, again, or your person, take it as it resonates, in the 6 cups to the Page of Cups to the 4 Swords. Wanting, sitting, thinking about whatever boundary you put up, and the heartbrokenness, it left them feeling heartbroken. Your retraction of energy, closing this chapter, could be dealing with a Libra or a Scorpio. They want nothing but love from you. They want to come back. They have happy memories, familiarity. This is somebody who wants to reenact and reignite this childlike love. They're sitting in a decision, but they might approach you in a King of Swords, very logical, head over heart. That's the problem, is they might consistently or have consistently held on to a past partner that provided them security, where they put their own love and wishes, because I don't think they really believed in that, on the shelf. Now they're miserable. They got what they wanted, and they're miserable. They're sitting, having an awakening, saying, this is not making me happy. I committed to the wrong thing. They're making plans. They're making plans. They're making plans. They're looking at progression. They're making personal choices. They're going within. This is a discovery mode. They want to leave home. They might be wanting to travel to you. The healing card, the star. They see you as a star, but this is also hope and clarity about the future. They're waiting for, is it signs? Is that right? Are they waiting for signs? I feel like they're waiting for a closure of something. So your person might be waiting for a decree that the divorce is final, or they can leave the country. They might be somebody who is already been divorced and has kids, and kids is a block because they can't leave the country. They can't move to where you are. There's a blockage because of their responsibilities to the kids, or the court won't let them, something like that. They have to stay within a certain area. Page of Pentacles. They're coming up with a brand new idea. They're trying to manifest something new, and they are waiting for a financial abundance where they're going to be happy, where they can go. Once this is completed, they can be done. They're waiting on word that the divorce is completed, that the financial balance is ready. Like, this is major money coming in, so they can go after what they want. Wishes fulfilled. So somebody's waiting on some kind of development to happen with maybe a divorce or an inheritance, or some kind of, it could be dealing with another Pisces. Somebody's trying to leave something else so they can come and connect to you. You might be dealing with a Pisces. It feels very heavy on the water, so you might be a water sign yourself. This is the closing of a cycle. Boom. They also want to repeat the cycle, but in a better elevated level. This is good luck, good karma, benefit, financial, wealth coming in. I love this. Life cycles, destiny. It's going to come in fast with a brand new opportunity. That's justice. And you, my friend, it feels like you're walking into the Empress, or they're going to go find you, and this is justice for you, is the Empress. You are the abundance. You know, it doesn't matter if you have 15 cents in the bank right now. It's almost like you have the Midas touch. Whatever you touch, it's authentic. And therefore, it will be blessed. It's not manufactured. You can't manufacture happiness or sobriety or clarity of mind. Either you have it or you're crazy. You know, there's not a whole lot of in the middle of the road here. Somebody is wanting to challenge or they're feeling like they have to overcome some challenges and they need to defend this relationship to other people, because there's somebody who's not in agreement to it. There, again, it goes back to somebody having other responsibilities, and family super heavy in this read. 5 of Wands, overcoming their own conflict of rejection, of competition, rivalry, stress, conflict, disagreements. This is past. So if they can release this fear and not worry about how you're going to react, because I feel if you're sitting in the Empress, you're the High Priestess and all 4 queens rolled into one. You already know, kind of already know the outcome of this, and you're ready and prepared. This is the Queen of Swords, armed and ready for an honest conversation. You're the Queen of Cups, nurturing, kind, giving, overly empathetic. You cut the crust off the sandwich. You're the, the Queen of Pentacles. You can create your own financial well-being, your own financial stability. You don't rely on anybody, right? And the Queen of Wands, passionate, energetic, and anything you touch and create and mentally put energy to will just fruition into, it will, become fruitful. But it's like the marketing queen, right? You touch it and it's successful. And the High Priestess, you intuitively know that this person's coming in. You've been waiting for this person to have the conversation. This abundance will occur once this relationship is defined and you both have had conversations. It's an unprediction that the life cycle is somebody is going through it. Could be this King of Cups with the Queen of Cups. That's the match. A lot of, like I said, a lot of water energy. But that's what's the stopping point is. The stopping point is that somebody isn't quite through with their transformation, but they're going through it. I have a judgment here. This is the universe, God, your entity, whatever you want to call it, your tribe, is already done a spiritual judgment. This is a predestined relationship. There was a life cycle, possibly previous as well, that needed to be completed. Jupiter is in our house right now, in everybody's house, but with that, it's very much passion and it's abundance, but it's also everything you touch financially. Any work-related projects you start are going to be extremely abundant for the next 7 to 10 years. You are setting, like, this is going to be gorgeous. And I love this because this person's been looking back at all of their relationships, all of their energy, all this, who you are to them. This is what this means. And they're reviewing, they're taking a pause and saying, do I go forward with this person? I feel like they can't find anybody, nor that, I don't think they've really been looking, but anybody that they've been in, I don't feel like you two are together right now. I feel like there is a separation, and I feel like this person has entertained other people. Both of you might have, and neither of you match. No, but none of the, because they're not your person. That's the best way, because, the divine is like, go ahead, you can go on 100 dates. Nothing's happening. There it is. Wish fulfilled, granted. This is what I just said. This is wealth, financial security, family, long-term success. And it's equal contribution, equal give and take. Abundance times 10. This is beautiful. It's whatever you're supposed to produce. And again, you might have 15 cents in the bank. It doesn't matter. This is a blessed or ordained relationship. It's going to be a celebration. That's what they're hoping for. They want to come forward. They come forward as a King of Pentacles. They might be financially wealthy, but this is somebody with a strategy, already making a choice they've already acted on. And it is somebody who's done really, really well. To have an honest conversation about the nefarious insecurity, past troubles and trauma they created, and end this past cycle so they can start a new cycle. This is an epiphany. Their life, like I said, the snow globe is happening. Everything that they have created, that a foundation on, is falling apart like a house of cards, house of matchsticks, popsicle sticks. It won't hold. It was an illusion because it was never based or blessed or ordained. People are jumping from this. This is a good thing. It could be an Aries, any fire signs, Sag, Leo. I have the Devil, Capricorn. It could be any insecurity. It could be codependency. It could be just an imbalance of energy because somebody took advantage of somebody else, lied about it. You're in a conservative energy, definite 4 to 6. So if this is your person and they're coming back after the epiphany, they realize they didn't give enough. Now they're ready to overgive, but there was an imbalance here. It feels very much like charity work. So if you were or your person was tied to an unrequited relationship or felt like I was just giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. Well, now your tribe is trying to take you to a calmer place after this epiphany. Build on your strength. There you go. To go get the Queen of Cups, or you're the Queen of Cups. Either way, it's recovery after loss. To the Hierophant, yeah, long-standing relationship you had a Three of Swords with. It's beautiful energy. If this is something you want to unpack with me together, my link in the description box is below. I would love to continue this on a personal level so we can get to what direction, what you can expect, what are their intentions, what's the long-term success of this relationship, what's the financial blessings that are coming in. Let's look at that together. Go ahead and hit that link in the description box below, and we'll schedule a time to unpack this. And if you want to learn to read tarot, you can join us on School. It's another platform on Saturday mornings. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to be present. We record them as well. Please join us there as well. And until we meet again, before you hit the road, hit that subscribe button and follow for more content. It helps us little readers expand our footprint and hit other parts of the universe and try to get this message out to those that need to find it. So until next time, light and love. Take care.